and he almost crawled back under the tractor thing. Could I say small twice in one short sentence? Good. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Emily, and today is an awesome video. Today is an awesome video because I am doing a collaboration with Sara Lubratt. She is a fellow author tuber. She does writing vlogs and all kinds of awesome writing and bookish videos. The link to her channel will be in my description. You absolutely must go check out her channel. For this video, we sent each other 3 different prompts. She hasn't looked at the prompts yet, I don't think. I haven't looked at the prompts yet. Well, I peeked at one of them, but I didn't look at the other 2. We sent each other 3 prompts, and we are going to give ourselves 45 minutes to write some sort of story for the first prompt, 30 minutes to write something for the second prompt, and 15 minutes to write something for the third prompt. So basically, you're going to get to watch the quality of my writing go downhill so fast. I don't think I've ever written a story in 15 minutes. Maybe 45 minutes? I don't know when, but this is going to be insanity and I welcome it. So I sent Sara 3 different prompts. You can obviously find out what the prompts are and see what she writes by going and checking out her video, but we are going to open the first prompt for our 45-minute challenge. I'm only going to look at them one at a time, although I've seen prompt 1 already, because I have the self-control of a 2-year-old. Okay, prompt number 1 she got from Pinterest. It is 3 lines of dialogue. Okay. Person number A says, "Honey, I've got some bad news." Person B says, "What's the good news?" And person A says, "I'll never do it again." That's interesting. My brain just like instantly went to some sort of heist type of story or criminal act of some sort. Let's see if I can not think about it for a long time first. Let's try that. Okay, I'm gonna go get some toast, think about this, and I will be back. I keep getting emails from my university reminding me that school starts on Monday, and I have to say from the bottom of my heart that does not cheer me up. I gotta say, my brain normally just rotates towards fantasy. Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know. My brain usually goes towards fantasy, but I'm thinking sci-fi for this one. Okay, I made tea, washed the dishes, fed the dogs. I got an idea. This is a terrible idea, and it's corny, and I'm gonna hate reading it to you guys, but what are you gonna do? Set up the timer on the phone. 45 minutes. Let's go. A timer. Go. Ah! Okay, 45 minutes is up. I did not end up finishing the story. It ended up being a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. My tea is also cold. It is 881 words right now. Like I said, not done. I think I'm gonna leave myself a note at the end so I remember where I was going with it. And of all 3 story timelines, like the 45 minutes, the 30 minutes, and the 15 minutes, I was thinking that the 45 minutes actually might be something that I could turn into an actual story, or would be the closest thing to an actual story. I will probably read you the entire things that I write for the 30-minute and the 15-minute prompt, but since this one is kind of long for one thing, and the quality goes way down, and also I think I could turn it into something, like I said. So I'm not going to read the entire thing, so I will tell you what the idea was and read like the first little bit of it. So again, the prompt was, "Honey, I got some bad news. What's the good news? I'll never do it again." I actually, when I was thinking about this, forgot that it said honey as in like a romantic thing between the characters, so I ended up writing a brother and a sister. So this weird thing that I ended up writing, and the world building is not good, but what I got is like a desert setting at this like far future sci-fi thing where there's this brother and this sister, and there's this whole desert that's like this scrapyard, and they're looking for valuable things in the scrapyard, and there's like a lot of people doing it, and there's competition, and they can't really find any valuable things out in the scrapyard. But the beginning of the story is that the sister comes running in, and she found this robot that's like this old dilapidated robot that they think is going to be a valuable thing, and it ends up turning on instead of being just completely dead and broken like they thought it was going to be. When the robot wakes up, some weird crap ensues, and that was the basic point of the plot. It was... I don't even know if that's coherent now that I say it back, but Half my plots aren't coherent until I write them, so... Okay, I'm gonna read you a little bit. This is gonna be so cringy. I don't let anybody read my 0 drafts. I especially don't read it to the camera. Okay. I also wrote in past tense point of view. I don't know why I did that, because I write in present tense so much that I kept switching out through the entire story, and I had to go back and change it because I hated that I was switching out. Good job, Emily. Good job. There was a great deal of crashing going on outside. Edmund started out from the old machine he'd been napping under. I guess my brain immediately goes to Chronicles of Narnia when I need names. The thing reminded him of some sort of farming equipment, so old and rusted he didn't dare attempt to name it, but its rotted wheels were as tall as him and blades suitable for tilling the earth protruded from the end. I said telling the earth. There was a great deal of other strange and old things in the shed, none of them worth much, evidence of past attempts at finding something valuable, none of which had proven fruitful. He and Alyssa scraped by harvesting old machines for valuable parts, but none of what they had scavenged out of the vast single scrapyard that is the nearby desert wasn't worth the effort they put into it. See, there was a tense switch that I didn't catch. A rather long silence followed the clattering that had woken him from his nap, if you count consistent gusts of desert winds as silence, and he almost crawled back under the tractor thing. But his sister stumbled in, knocking over something by the door they both thought was a robot of sorts, but never ended up being worth a thing. "Did you lose your scarf? You're covered in dirt," Edmund asked. She could have at least come in with some measure of quiet. Then he registered the joy on her face. "What?" "Bad news," she says, deadpan, voice and expression that wasn't quite holding up. "You woke me up." "I said bad news." "That you woke me up?" If she was going to fake a sad expression, he was going to fake disinterest. It didn't stop him from trying to take a peek at what was obviously something hidden behind her back. "We are never doing this again," Alyssa declared. Her white teeth looked ridiculous against the orange-beige sand staining her face. Her brown hair was much the same color. "Doing what?" "This," she said, giving a vast sweep of one hand while holding up the item she'd found with the other. It was a robot. Definitely a robot. Small and roundish, not much smaller than a cat. Could I say small twice in one short sentence? Good. Paint didn't last long out here, not with the heat and the wind and the sand. Not even the drones that patrol the area for valuables keep their shine for more than a few days. But chips of blue and white still clung to the little robot body. Relatively new, all things considered. That's page 1. I'm not going to read more than that because I think I could turn it into something. It's so bad right now. It's so bad. This is the quality content you guys subscribe for. I'll end up finishing this. It's a good start to something, even if it's telling and it's terrible and the characters sound uncomfortable and the sentences repeat themselves. Yeah. What do you want for 45 minutes? I have changed rooms. Oh, this lighting is interesting. Okay. Time for prompt 2, which is a picture prompt. Ooh, she gave me 3. Thank you, Sarah. Ooh, that's a nice piece of art. That's pretty cool, too. That speaks to my fantasy brain right there. That is interesting. It's mildly terrifying, but it's interesting. The second one is definitely my style, but I think I have an idea for the first one. I think I'm going to start writing this one right now. This is the 30-minute prompt. We'll see how far I get on this. Okay, let's try it. Let's just go for it. Why not? Let's go. 30 minutes. Start. Come on. There we go. Ta-da! Okay, that go in 30 minutes. I got how many words? 589. It's not too bad for 30 minutes. Okay, so I did actually complete a story. Once again, it is cheesy, but it is a complete story. What I got for plot this time, off the very top of my head, was a girl who gets sent down into these caves underground, and she's supposed to find these giants that live down there, and they're going to eat her. They're not going to eat her. They're going to suck all the magic out of her, and it's going to save the world above. But when she gets there, as you might have seen by the picture that I was going off of, giants are dead, and she has an idea. Also, I googled a Japanese name for this because it just screams like Japanese to me, so I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. We'll give it a shot. Yua finds the pool deep in the earth.
It is a rather unusual thing, something so light and colorful so far on the ground none have found it in generations. Swirls of color drift through the water, soft gemstones lining the walls. There are bones of small creatures on the stony beach beneath her bare feet. Her hesitant footsteps, soft as she can make them, still echo through the vast cavern. Waves lap near her toes, and she steps back before the water can truly reach her. She is here to find giants. Large, terrifying things. They will take her soul and lift the curse in the lands above. Or so the story goes. And Yua is here. Alone. Dressed in robes finer than she's ever worn, her hair up as if beauty will make the whole thing less terrible. She is here to find giants. And she's found them. The nearest skeleton bobs just above the water. Its teeth have long since fallen out, the water leaching any color from the bones. They are paler than anything she's ever seen. The only sounds in the entire cave are her own breathing, the brush of her fingers against her robe, her heartbeat behind her ears that beats panic through her from the moment she left the sunlight behind. The water is not supposed to be this color. The giants are not supposed to be dead. She glances over her shoulder, back the way she came. Would anyone believe her? Certainly none of them would venture down these cold stone tunnels to see for themselves. Her best friend might, but Yua would never allow her down here. If for no one else, she's here to save the lands above, and she does so for her friends. Yua kicks a nearby bone into the water, from the body of what was once a mouse as far as she can tell, and watches it float towards the great skeletons. Yua shudders, but steps closer to the place where the water meets the shore. She is not old enough to have ever seen magic in her own lifetime, but this looks so awfully like what her own grandmother used to describe. Carefully, she brushes a finger on the top of the water, as if her hesitation will somehow spare her any harsh reaction. The water ripples, the warmth reaching through her fingers, her hand, and up her arm before she has the presence of mind to pull away. Her heartbeat begins to soften. Unfastening the ties to her robe, she fumbles with the heavy garments until just the slightest covering is left, nothing that will drag her down to the bottom of the vast lake. She steps one bare foot into the water, then the other. Warmth seeps into her toes, chasing away the cold ice from the miles of caves behind her. She takes a full few steps forward, and the shore gives out to nothing. Water swirls over her head, thick as milk and prickling like insect wings along her skin. On instinct, she holds her breath, but it fills her nose and mouth nonetheless. When she surfaces, the lake is black as underground water should be. The crystals along the walls have faded, and her skin beams gemstone and sunlight. The path outward calls to her, up and out and past her village, past the shadows of mountains and into the sunlight. Yua is here to find giants. She steps from the lake, and her footsteps shudder the earth.
I don't know. It's very telly. When I read it back, it's very, very telly. There needs to be more motivation. There needs so much more than this, but it's a solid start to something. Something. And I like fantasy somethings. That was articulate. I spelled bear wrong. Like twice in here. So that was prompt 2. That's what I got in 30 minutes. Prompt 3 is coming up. I'm going to look at it, and then I'm going to go eat a very late lunch. Let's go check out prompt 3. The ominous statement generator. Oh, it gives you like a phrase based on your birth month, eye color, like birth order, whether or not you're a sibling or not, and your hair color. Mine, February. The owls. I like owls. I am easily distracted. Okay. The owls are gone when you look away, so look away, they'll whisper you your fate. The owls are gone when you look away, so look away, they'll whisper you your fate. That is so creepy. That is so creepy. I like it. Okay, I'm gonna go eat and think about that. Yeah. Okay. I have an idea that's completely goofy and not at all ominous, and I got 15 minutes. Let's do this. I'm terrified of the quality here. Let's do this.
Also, do you like my standing desk? It is the latest in technology. So high tech, so wonderful. It actually works perfectly.
15 minutes. Start. Ah! Okay, this one was Absolutely ridiculous. I rushed the ending, but the point comes across. It's so ridiculous, and I don't even care. How many words is it? 400 words. That's not bad for 15 minutes. Jeez. Okay, I will read you this one because it's just so goofy. It's so goofy. Let's read.
The owls are gone when you look away, so look away, they'll whisper your fate. Maria stares back at the fortune teller when the old woman gives the prediction. She grasps Maria's hands between the two of hers, lips pinched, expression serious. There are a great deal of owls in the forest near her school, and Maria has never seen much more of them than a flutter of a wingtip or a silhouette of them in the darkness. It seems the owls are often gone when she looks away. They have better things to do than give her a fortune. You don't believe me, the woman says, still trying to sound ominous. She sets up her little tent at the fair every year, and Maria always gets something spooky and totally untrue for her prediction. How old are you now? 10, 11? You come here every year, don't you? 9, Maria answers, proud she looks a full year or two older than her age. And yes. And you think just because you're older you don't have to believe in things anymore? There is a great deal of hidden amusement in the woman's tone, and she shuffles a deck of cards. No, Maria says. She sees a lot of magical things she believes in, but this one is almost bordering on silly. They'll probably tell me my fate, but owls aren't scary. They have big eyes and soft feathers, and they see in the dark. The woman smiles. But they'll tell you your fate. Don't you think that's a little suspicious for a bird? Maria shrugs. Well, if you're not going to be impressed, you can let the other kids have a turn. The smile is still in place, and she offers Maria a bowl of candy. She takes a lollipop. They last the longest. There are owls in the trees as she walks home. Some small ones, little gray feathers and specks of black. Large ones that dwell in barns and watch with round eyes. The largest, snowy white and perched on a nearby branch, lands on her shoulder, talons carefully held away. Did you have fun at the fair? It asks. Yep. Did you do your homework? Ugh. Mom, it's a school night. You should start on that essay still. Maria takes off at a run. Okay, maybe an owl did tell her her fate.
Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I think you get the point, but how absolutely ridiculous. I think it could be a good piece of microfiction once I get the ending to be less horribly corny and cheesy. This was a fun experiment. This was a very fun experiment. I think out of all 3 stories, I mean, the first one was definitely the most developed because the most time, but the second one was probably my favorite just because I liked the concept of it more, even though it was very telly and not showy. I might have to try more experiments like this even when I'm not doing a collab because this is super fun. There are so many prompts online that would be fun. I sent Sarah one of those ridiculous villain and hero prompts that I see all over Pinterest, and I should totally do one for myself. That would be great. Ridiculous, but fun. So that is prompt 3. We are finished. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe and ding that little notification bell. It really helps out my channel, and make sure to go watch Sarah's half of this collab and subscribe to her channel. She is absolutely awesome. Her videos are very inspirational because she gets stuff done. Don't forget you can pre-order my book. It comes out tomorrow. Wow, by the time this video goes up, it will be coming out tomorrow. Okay. That's not weird at all. Okay, yeah. Thank you again so much for watching. Go check out Sarah's channel. I upload videos on Mondays or Fridays, sometimes both days, and I will see all of you in the next video. Bye!